Okay, we'll come to order, please. If you're not involved in these hearings, you need to turn your camera off. You need to turn your camera off until we call your case and your microphone. Okay. Okay, the first case we're going to call is Commonwealth Kentucky versus Anthony Gilbert, 21 CR 0032. Yes.
Your Honor, Bethany Stanziano on behalf of Mr. Gilbert.
Okay, I guess we're in the Dyer County Correctional Facility.
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Okay, would y'all turn on the Dyer County? Dyer County? Okay, well, they asked to be heard first, so they weren't on there. No response, so we'll. Commonwealth versus Sidney Cross. It's Commonwealth versus Sidney Cross, 21 CR 0007. Are you Sidney Cross?
Yes.
Okay. What is your last four numbers of your social security?
1560.
Okay, we're here for the purpose of arraignment. The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging you with trafficking and controlled substance, first degree. Mr. Duke, will you turn your camera off till we call you? Thank
I'm
you.
actually here as an advocate for Ms. Cross. I'm the clinical director at the commitment house.
That'll be fine. I'm not asking you to disconnect. Just turn your camera off. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging you with trafficking and controlled substance, first degree, first offense, operating under the influence and license not in possession, and being a reckless driver. Also, possession of control in 21 CR 0006, being in possession of controlled substance, first degree possession of controlled substance, tampering with physical evidence, drug paraphernalia, possession of radio that sends police signals, possession of marijuana. You understand those charges, Ms. Cross?
Yes.
You need to speak up a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Costello, do you represent this lady?
I did in district court, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to continue the appointment. You acknowledge the identity of your client, the receipt of the indictments. I believe they've been forwarded to you. Enter a plea of not guilty, waive formal arraignment, reserving all pretrial motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Ms. Cross is presently in a rehab. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, where is that located?
If Mr. Duke could answer that to
Well,
give
no,
the exact
Mr.
address.
Duke is not an attorney. I'm asking you, do you know where she is, Mr. Duke? If you want to call him as a witness later, I'll allow you to do that, but he can't address the bench until then, okay?
I understand, Your Honor. Ms. Cross was sent through district court through bond conditions. I'm pulling up the order now. I apologize, Your Honor. I can't remember.
Ms.
the
Cross,
exact
where are you
specific-
located? Ms. Cross,
I'm located in Elizabethtown,
and what's the name of the rehab?
the commitment house.
Okay. Now, what is pretrial on here?
Yeah, Judge.
What is her bond?
Well, Judge, I just looked these indictment warrants up. She's never been served with them. So nothing, I guess. So
Well, you enter an appearance on her behalf. She's present here, so you're entering an appearance on her behalf, Ms. Costello. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Stockton, what do you have to say about this?
Well, it puts me in a quandary, Your Honor. We're kind of evading the normal process with the way we're doing this.
We're not doing it this way yet.
Yeah,
I'm asking you, what do you think about it?
I just really don't like it because I've had a lot of these cases where people have been charged and then they end up in rehab before they get served, and then they appear by Zoom. They're not served. They don't go through the normal process of anything, and they think the rehab must be a get out of jail free card after all these charges. That's how I feel about it. And we're not anything against any of these people, but it's like I've got this case, Miss Thayer's case, where she had a case.
I understand what you're saying. Ms. Cross, I'm not satisfied with the fact that you've not been served, that you've not been processed. Now, if you want to put some testimony about where she is, or whether she can be brought back down here to Cumberland County and be processed, then I'll consider allowing her to stay in the rehab under a sufficient bond. Okay? So you want to call Mr. Duke as a witness now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Duke, will you raise your right hand? You swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, now you may inquire of Mr. Duke, Ms. Costello, about what the kind of location is, how secure it is, how long the treatment is, that sort of thing, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I
Mr.
don't
Duke,
want
can
to, I
you,
don't want to be long here, okay?
I understand. Mr. Duke, can you state your name and job title for the court?
Yes, ma'am. My name is James Duke. I am the clinical director for the Commitment House in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
And is what type of facility is the Commitment House?
The Commitment House offers residential treatment facilities as well as a structured and supervised IOP program in a community living environment that is staffed 24 hours a day.
Okay. And is Ms. Cross in that program?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Which phase of the program is Ms. Cross in?
Ms. Cross has completed the residential phase of the program, is currently participating in the IOP portion of the program, and is committed to completing long-term with us.
Okay. And does she reside at the facility?
Yes, she does.
And you said that you had staff 24/7 there?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
And do you send weekly updates, or can you send weekly updates to the court about her whereabouts and if she leaves that program?
Yes, ma'am. We have been sending weekly compliance notes. We also send her drug screen results, and we are also available anytime we have releases of information for them to speak with anybody that's involved in their legal matters.
Okay. I have no additional questions unless the court does.
Mr. Stockton, do you have anything?
I just want to know, how long is the program, Mr. Duke?
So we offer services ranging from 30 days just in residential or up to 6 months total. And 6 months is what Sydney is committed to completing with us.
Okay. And that's not a lockdown facility. Does she get to leave the facility?
They typically do not leave without a staff member. And if the court would like to direct us under her order to treatment, that she not be given pass privileges, we will certainly be willing to comply with that.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. We need to get Ms. Cross served, and we need to get her processed. Is there someone that can transport her to Cumberland County to get that accomplished and return her to your facility?
When would this need to occur, Your Honor?
Well, today, tomorrow.
We can have her there in the morning. Yes, sir.
Okay, if you'll have her here in the morning, have her processed, I'll do an ROR bond on her as long as she stays in your facility and she's not to leave. If she leaves she's not to leave without some accompaniment and if she leaves for any other person, she will be considered absconding, and you'll need to notify us immediately. Ms. Cross, if you want to leave that facility, you need to turn yourself into the Adair County Jail. You understand
Yes,
what
Your
I'm
Honor.
saying? And then we'll set a bond for you. We'll set the next hearing in this case, a pretrial in this case. I'm going to sign a reciprocal discovery order in which they'll get the information to help you prepare the case. The next time that we're here in court will be on June the 24th. And you will be notified as to whether or not that will be on Zoom or in person. It's still up in the air a little bit. So it'll be either be in person or on Zoom, okay?
Yes, Your
Thank you
Honor.
very much.
Thank you. Do I leave the meeting now?
Yes, you can leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Is the Dare County Jail on now?
Yes, yes, we are.
Okay, who do you want to call? Do you have somebody you need to call there?
I've got Chris Huckabee right now, and then I've got Jacob Scott standing by.
Well, you had called and said you had preference for someone else, but
Yes, I can get him in next if you'd like.
okay, who you have now?
Christopher Huckabee.
Okay. Commonwealth versus Christopher Huckabee. This is 14 CR 0014. Are you Christopher Huckabee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you were born in 1972, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What are the last four digits of your social security number?
5031.
Okay, we're here today on a motion to revoke shock probation. Ms. Costello, do you represent Mr. Huckabee?
I do, Your Honor.
Would you like to proceed, Mr. Stockton?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know if we'll require a hearing or not. This is a motion to revoke on flagrant non-support. Mr. Huckabee has a 5-year sentence. The motion was filed May 28th, 2020. Mr. Huckabee owes approximately $11,518. He last made a payment November the 29th of 18 of $26.74. And we had to extradite him from Indiana to get him down before the court.
Okay, what do you have to say, Ms. Costello? Are you going to stipulate?
Your Honor, he does stipulate to owing the child support, but would like to testify before the court as to why he's been unable to pay.
Okay, if you raise your right hand, please. Mr. Huckabee, you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Costello, you may inquire.
Yes, Mr. Huckabee, can you state your name for the record?
I'm Christopher Huckabee.
And Mr. Huckabee, why have you been unable to pay your child support?
I'm currently filing for disability. I've had two prior. I had a defibrillator.
Hang on just a second, Mr. Huckabee. I'm sorry, the audio broke up. Can you repeat that?
Yes, sir. I've had two prior heart attacks. I had one in 2010 and another in 2017. I have a defibrillator installed under a doctor's order for filing disability. I've just not been able to pay because I haven't been able to work.
And where are you at in the disability hearing process?
I'm waiting on a court date, waiting for a trial date.
Okay. Have you applied once and been denied, or is this the first time applying?
No, I've been once and denied.
So is it the appeal court date that you're waiting
Yes.
on?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any money at all that you could apply to this child support?
I have like $300 on my account that I can pay. I mean, I can get a part-time job, at Walmart or somewhere and make payments, but I can't, the court ordered amount, I can't make that. I have every intention of paying it, and I've had some bad luck with my health.
And when you said you had a defibrillator, what did you mean by that?
I had a defibrillator, pacemaker installed.
Like in your
In my
chest?
chest, yes, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Stockton?
Mr. Huckabee, where's your current residence? Where would you live if you weren't incarcerated?
Back in Indiana,
We're at in Indiana.
Mount Vernon, Indiana.
Okay, is that where you've been living for how long?
Yes, sir. I've been there since 2014.
2014.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you've not had contact with anybody with child support or our office since 19 when you last made a payment on this?
I had my probation officer in Indiana. She was familiar with what was going on with me.
What was you on probation for in Indiana?
No, I'm talking about my Kentucky probation. You transferred it to Indiana. And I was in contact with them. She was aware of what was going on with me in my health and whatnot.
Did you just serve a prison sentence in Indiana?
Yes, sir.
What was that for?
For a theft.
And how many years did you serve on that?
Then 21 months.
Okay. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Costello, would you like to redirect?
One follow, Mr. Huckabee, when were you released from that 21-month sentence?
In May the 12th.
Of 2021?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. Stockton, what do you have to say?
Your Honor, I think there's more than meets the eyes regards more to the story. It's not reason he's not paid this other than the fact that he's disabled. He's been committing crimes in Indiana and he's been serving a sentence and he's not paid on this and he owes a substantial amount. I think he'd just be better off if he's revoked and get this behind him. Let the parole board deal with him if they want to try to collect it.
He's been in for 21 months. Is that what your testimony is? The last 21 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You know, and it costs, I would have liked to add one thing, you know, Cumberland County had to pay and go get him in Indiana and he's going to be in Indiana. And if he doesn't pay, we're going to have to send somebody after him again. So I just think we're wasting resources if he's not revoked.
What's the unpaid amount?
It's getting close to $12,000. The last update I had was 11,500.
And is this all back pay or are their children still subject to that?
I don't know. I'd have to check with child support and see if this is all arrears or not.
Mr. Huckabee, how old are the children involved?
She's 31.
Yeah, so it'd be all arrears then.
You got an amount you want to offer him to pay? Mr. Stockton?
I'd entertain a reasonable amount, but I'm not going to bid against myself. But
Your Honor, when I spoke to Mr. Huckabee, he said he could pay $300 today, but he didn't have a large amount. That he could pay because he's paying on
$300
the disability.
Dent in 12,000. Okay.
They won't even pay the transportation costs to go get it.
No. I'm going to continue this until June the 24th. Mr. Huckabee, I suggest that with your lawyer, you get a proposal together and send it to the Commonwealth Attorney's office. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yes, Your Honor.
I also would, Ms. Costello, you need to talk to his attorney. And I want a state pin put on him. He's not to be a Cumberland County prisoner. Mr. Garner, are you on there?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Okay, thank you. And we'll review his case on June the 24th. And if we don't have some substantial progress, I'm inclined. I agree with what the Commonwealth says now, but I think we ought to. He's still going to be in jail there in Columbia this time next month if I revoke him today. Jail is jail, and this will be good time anyway. So you need to make some provisions, Mr. Huckabee, if you don't want to go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Dyer County Jail. Do you have someone else you need to call?
Yes, Anthony Gilbert.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Bethany Stanziano on behalf of Mr. Gilbert.
Okay. Where you need to be on camera. Commonwealth Attorney, Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Anthony Gilbert, 21 CR 0032. Are you Anthony Gilbert?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you born in 1992?
Yes, sir.
Last four digits, Social Security number 2649.
Yes, Your
You're
Honor.
here today for the purpose of arraignment. You have a right to remain silent, Mr. Gilbert. I suggest you do that because anything you say could be used against you. You are charged with fleeing or evading police, burglary, theft, unlawful taking, 2 counts, persistent felony offender, 3 counts. You understand those charges?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, I would,
Ms. Stanziano, you're representing Mr. Gilbert.
I am, Your Honor.
Have you received the indictments yet?
Your Honor, I have.
Okay, so you acknowledge his identity, receipts, indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what's Mr. Gilbert's situation here? I guess, does he have any other charges pending?
He does, Your Honor. We just had a preliminary hearing wherein all of the charges, I think but
In
2
what
were
county?
dismissed.
In Cumberland County?
Yes, Your Honor. It was last Wednesday in district court. And I think he may have one other, but he's informed me that he can make all bonds but for the one in Cumberland District. And
Yeah.
I think it was amended or modified last Wednesday. So I'm not sure now what's holding him, if it's still the Cumberland District.
Is pretrial on?
Yeah, Judge.
Tell me what the bond here is.
Well, the bond for this case is 5,000 cash for twice property.
What do you have to say, Mr. Stocker?
Well, he has this case, and going to the grand jury today, he has 2 other cases. One is a fleeing and evading first, which will be PFO enhanced, and also a burglary and a theft by unlawful taking, which will be PFO enhanced.
Okay, well, we'll add an ankle bracelet to this bond situation that we have here, and then we'll set bonds in new cases, and this case will next be on the docket on May the 27th, and we'll give notice, on June the 24th, and we'll give notice as to whether it will be in person or on Zoom. More than likely, if he's still incarcerated, it will be on Zoom. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Okay,
I have Jacob Scott, Your Honor.
okay. Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Jacob Scott, 21 CR 0015. And are you Jacob Scott?
Yes, sir.
You need to speak up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you born in 1991?
Yes, sir.
Were you born in 1991?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the last 4 digits of your social security number?
5653.
Okay, you're here today for the purpose of arraignment. You have a right to remain silent. Do you have an attorney?
Judge, this is Ken Garrett. I represent Mr. Scott.
Okay. Mr. Scott, I'm going to read the titles in the indictment. You have a right to remain silent. I suggest you do so, okay? You're charged with traffic and controlled substance, first offense, operating impaired, drug paraphernalia in possession, obstructed vision and a windshield, speeding over the limit, over 16, persistent felony offender, 2 charges. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Garrett, do you acknowledge the identity of your client, receipt of the indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter a plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay. Now, what is Mr. Scott's situation as far as his bond pretrial?
Your Honor, if I could interrupt, he also has a motion to revoke pending. I'm asking he be held until these matters are resolved. He has, Mr. Garrett, Talk to
Yeah,
me.
I see it now here. It had Taylor at the end of it and I missed it.
Yeah.
Jacob B. Taylor Scott. Is that your name also?
Yes, sir.
That is 17 CR 0013, a motion to revoke. You want to state what that's about, Mr. Stockton?
Well, it's basically based on this new offense. He's on probation from 17 CR 13 for fleeing and evading first, 5-year sentence. Mr. Garrett called me yesterday and we agreed, if it's all right with the court, to pass this case a month and see if we can do a global settlement on all of it.
That seems reasonable.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, June the 24th, and I'll probably, this will be a Zoom situation because it appears he'll still be incarcerated, but we'll give notice on that, okay?
Yes. Thank you, Judge.
Judge, we have Landon Kirk.
Okay. Commonwealth versus Landon F. Kirk, 19 CR 0069. Are you Landon Kirk?
Yes, sir.
You're here today for the purpose of sentencing. Have you had an opportunity to look at the pre-sentence report done by probation and parole?
Yes, sir.
Is it substantially correct? Is it substantially correct, Mr. Kirk?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything to say, Ms. Costello?
Yes, Your Honor. We were here last month and Miss Hunter stood in for me for the hearing in this matter. Mr. Kirk was on pretrial diversion and that diversion was revoked. We would ask the court to not send Mr. Kirk to the penitentiary to serve the rest of the sentence, but instead probate him and allow this time to serve that he has served to be a sanction towards this. He is going to have a felony on his record now because of these violations, Your Honor, and that is a substantial punishment. And he has been incarcerated now at least 60 days, I believe, since this was served, because his hearing had been continued once, Your Honor. So we would ask that to be a sanction time. Mr. Kirk very much wants some type of treatment. He feels that he needs counseling. He would be interested in the drug court program if that was available to him. And any other, through that drug court evaluation, if Mr. Murphy felt like he may need additional counseling services, Mr. Kirk would agree to abide by all of those.
Mr. Stockton?
Your Honor, this was a situation concerning domestic violence. And then Mr. Kirk, if you remember, the young lady testified that he tried to get her to drop the charges through coercion. I take that seriously. I mean, it goes to the integrity of our process. I'm sure he does need treatment. I would entertain some kind of shock motion with the drug court, but I think at this point in time, he needs to be sentenced.
Well, I've looked at the record here and there were, several instances of terroristic threatening and domestic violence, 4th degree assault in here, which, burglary charges and other things that are here, some of which have been dismissed, but there were guilties on a bunch of things. It's just a pattern of behavior that makes your conduct not acceptable, Mr. Kirk, and it makes me wonder whether you're dangerous or not. I do believe that some counseling is in order here, but I'm going to go ahead and sentence you to the 3 years. And of course, this time that you've served will be good time. And you could very well be eligible after you get evaluated up there for some parole before we even get a chance to take another look at you, where the way the thing operates. But I would suggest that you use this time in jail to reflect upon your past activities. And
it's helped me a lot, I think.
Yeah, and I want to tell you something. I don't want to see you back in this court after you're laying your hands on anybody. You just walk away from anything that you got. Don't put your hands on anybody, okay?
Yeah, I got babies out there I gotta worry about.
I know, and if you come back here in my court again, they might be graduating from high school by the time you see them, because you can't be hitting people and stuff. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Judge, I have Jimmy Otterson.
Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Jimmy Otterson, 19 CR 0067. Are you Jimmy Otterson?
Judge, for the record, Eric Bates for Mr. Otterson.
Let me get him identified here and then I'll let you enter, okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you Jimmy D. Otterson?
Yes, sir.
Were you born in 1991?
Yes, sir.
What are the last 4 digits of your social security number?
9087.
Okay, now counselor, you make your appearance now, okay?
Judge, for the record, Eric Bates, attorney for Mr. Otterson. This case is on for, I believe, a pretrial.
Let me handle it from here on out, okay? And then if you want to say something, that'll be fine in just a minute. We're here for a pretrial right now. What does the Commonwealth have to say in this case?
Your Honor, Mr. Bates and I have had initial discussions on this case.
Yes.
We would like to continue those, and it's complicated because of the federal case, but we would like to continue our discussions and maybe set this matter out a couple months if that's all right with the court.
That'll be fine. There's some pretrial motions pending about some discovery. Is that correct, Mr. Bates?
Judge, I believe that's the case. These are some of the things that we are discussing.
Okay, so if you don't desire any kind of hearing on that today, we'll go ahead and set this for July the 29th. July the 29th. And if you're not ready by then, y'all can send me an agreed order and we continue it again, okay? Because I understand the complicating factors of evidently the federal case that you allude to. Okay, thank you very much. You have any other need, Mr. Bates?
No, Judge.
Have a great day. Okay, at the Dyer County Jail, what do you have next?
Danny Staton.
Okay. Commonwealth versus Danny Staton, 20 CR 0020, 20 CR 0021, 20 CR 0070. Are you Danny Staton?
Yes, sir.
Born in 1959.
Yes.
The last 4 digits of your social security number is 7826.
Yes.
Okay, we have a pretrial conference. What do you have on this case, Mr. Stockton?
I was contacted a couple of days ago, Your Honor, by Mr. Garrett. He's now representing Mr. Staton. And I would ask also this, we can set a trial or we can pass it so I can discuss this matter with Mr. Garrett. I'd also tell the court, we tendered an order yesterday. There's one undercover buy that we asked the court to unseal. There's an additional case. And if Mr. Garrett's going to take that case, we'll send him the discovery.
You can just go ahead and send me the discovery. That'll be fine.
When do you want to set these cases for?
Next month, if that's all right, Your Honor, all of his.
Okay, we'll set them on for June 24th.
Yes, sir.
And so we'll see everyone then, okay? I'm going to have to take a short recess here to go down and attend to the grand jury just for a second. We have a couple of new people that need to be sworn. I'll be right back for everybody. Just hold just for a second.
Mr. Garrett, if you're representing Mr. Staton now, if you'll just contact my office, we'll forward you discovery.
Okay, I can do that.
All right.
Ken, I don't know if you want to meet next week. That would probably be one of the better weeks, or the week after.
Can we meet maybe next Friday, Thursday or Friday?
Well, I'm going to be in Monroe County next Friday, so we could meet there. Or,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Let's do that. I'll
Yeah.
plan on meeting Friday in Monroe County on these
What
cases.
about 10 o'clock or something? That will give me an hour with Greg Berry before you show up.
That'll be fine. And hey, Jesse, can you also, that one case we've got in Monroe, the murder case,
Mm-hmm.
the one we had talked about, can you just talk to your victims on that?
I'm talking to him that day.
Okay.
In the
I'll-
afternoon. Yeah. So,
Okay. I'll be sure to be there that day at 10 o'clock.
yeah,
Jesse, thank you.
you're welcome.
Jesse, I'd sent you a message in the Gore case. Did you receive that?
Matt, are you on?
Yes, sir.
I would be glad to talk to you sometime about Miss Gore. I don't know if I'll do what you suggest, but if once you get everything, you got all every.
I believe I have most of it. I just need to talk to you again.
Okay.
But you just pass it for another day.
Yeah, because we won't be able to do the paperwork today on Zoom anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll work something out. Maybe you can give me a call next week and we can work something out.
All right. Will do.
Okay.
Okay, we'll come back to order, please. Okay, the Dyer County Jail, who do you have next? Okay, I'll go back to the top of the docket then. Mr. DeHart, what do you have?
Your Honor, I have Contessa Gore. She's at the Dyer County Jail.
Okay.
She's got an arraignment too, doesn't she? What's it say on the back and stuff?
The Dyer County Jail, do you have Contessa Gore?
think she's ever been arraigned on that. I could be wrong. Does it say arraignment? So she was arraigned then.
The Dyer County Jail, are you on there?
It's mailed to Josh.
Okay.
Evidently not.
Judge, you there?
Yes.
We have Jonathan Dyer.
Well, I need Contessa Gore.
Okay, we'll go get her.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, we have Russell County Detention Center on with one case.
Okay, you'll be next, Russell County Detention Center.
And we also have Barron County's joined us with just a few cases.
Okay.
Judge, we also have Taylor County jail that joined us too.
How many cases are in Taylor County? One?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's Contessa.
Okay, thank you. We need to turn the camera on in Dyer County. Okay. Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Contessa M. Gore, 21 CR 003 and 20 CR 0048. 20 CR 0052. And one of these cases was transferred over from Monroe County, I believe, 20 CR 003. Is that right, Mr. Stockton?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do y'all have a plea agreement in this case?
We do not yet. I think we're getting close. If we get one, we could do it next month or possibly in another county. Mr. Dyer said he was going to call me next week.
And Your Honor, I believe this is my first appearance in these cases, so I'll be entering my appearance as her attorney in all of these. Mr. Stockton and I are working together. Hope to come to some resolutions.
Okay, well, let's just do it in Cumberland County, since the docket there usually is not as big as it is the other counties. So that will be on June the 24th. And unless otherwise notified, you'll get a Zoom invitation for that day.
That date's good with me, Judge.
June the 24th. Okay, let's go to let's go to the Russell County Detention Center, please.
Not yet. He may Sunday.
Yeah, but I mean.
Okay, who do we have at the Russell County Detention Center?
Brandon Hall.
Okay, Commonwealth versus Brandon Hall, 21 CR 0026. Are you Brandon Hall?
Yes, sir.
Okay, were you born in 1982?
Yes.
the last four digits of social security number 3773. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Adair County, will you turn your camera off, please? Adair County, thank you. Okay, we're here today for an arraignment. Mr. Hall, you have the right to remain silent. Are you represented by Ms. Costello? I see on camera. Is that correct, Ms. Costello?
Yes, Your Honor, we were appointed in district court.
Continue that. Okay. The grand jury of Cumberland County's returned an indictment charging you with possession of controlled substance, first degree possession of CS drugs, controlled substance or drugs, tampering with physical evidence, drug paraphernalia, possession and use of radio to receive police messages, possession of marijuana, license not in possession, reckless driving, failure to wear a seatbelt, and being a PFO second degree. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Costello, you acknowledge the identity of your client that received the indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have a docket note here that says he has two cases. Is there another case other than this one?
Yeah, there's a case out of Clinton County, Your Honor, where he was in the jail. And then we combined them over here.
Okay, that'll be fine. Under the same indictment.
It's on the next page, Judge.
Yeah, it just had L there. I see it. That is 21 CR 0054. That was possession of controlled substance, first degree methamphetamine. It's transferred from Clinton County by agreement. Is that right, Ms. Costello?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do y'all have a plea agreement in this, or?
No, Your Honor, I have not received discovery yet on the 21 CR 26 case.
Okay, so you acknowledge, we've gone through the acknowledgement of identity, received the indictment thing. So I'll send a reciprocal discovery order today and you'll get the discovery. This case will next appear on the docket on June the 24th. If he's still incarcerated by that date, it will be by Zoom, okay?
Your Honor, Mr. Stockton and I had some discussions yesterday about the possibility of amending his bond to a surety with an ankle monitor, a GPS monitor. Consider that.
Mr. Stockton.
I would agree as long as he's on ankle monitor in the usual conditions, that he be home unless he has to go to the doctor. I don't know if Mr. Hall has been employed in a long time. If he has, I'd let him go to work to a real public job. But other than that, he needs to stay at home.
Okay, well, we'll make the bond a $5,000 surety bond, and then put you on an ankle monitor. And you can go to work, home, stay at home except for work, church, or the doctor. And by work, it means something that is regular hours that you will notify the pretrial people about where you are. You can't leave there without that. You know, in other words, as I used to say in Monroe County, you can't be out gomming around. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You think you can get a job?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, you're breathing. If you're breathing now, man, I ought to be able to get a job if it ever anybody got a job.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, we'll make that and you be back here. Now, look, don't dig your hole any deeper than it is, man. You're
Yes,
still,
sir.
I'm saying you live it as Judge Carter used to say, you need to live at the foot of the cross between here until you get this. So you'll
Yes,
be
sir.
back. You'll be back on June the 24th, be in contact with your attorney. What address you going to be living at?
7542 Outer Road.
Okay, well, you give that information to pretrial people and cooperate with them, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Taylor
sir.
County since we just have, Russell County has nothing else over there. Is that correct? Thank you all for your cooperation.
That's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Taylor County.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hello. Who do we have in Taylor County?
This is a turn cost.
It cost.
I didn't catch that, Mr. Stockton. Who
Well,
we got?
Mr. Vanderpool, how to find the case. I think his last name's spelled KOST.
Yes.
KOST. Kern Cost. Is that how you say your name, Mr. Cost?
Kern Cost.
Cost, okay. 21 CR 0005. What's your year of birth, sir?
My birthday?
Your year of birth. Were you born in 1998?
Yes, sir.
Okay, last four digits of your social security number are what?
4693.
Okay, you're here today for the purpose of arraignment. You're being represented by Miss Samantha Costello. Wave, Miss Costello. You see her on the screen there? She's your attorney. Yeah. Okay, you're here for arraignment, and I'm going to read the charges. You don't need to make any comments. Okay. Can you hear me all right, Mr. Cost?
Do I have any?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just have hearing problems.
Okay, I know it. I was informed of that. I just want to make sure you could hear us okay, okay? The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging you with first-degree possession of controlled substance, drugs, operating under the influence of motor vehicle, trafficking in marijuana, driving DUI, suspended second offense, drug paraphernalia, possession of an open alcoholic container, and 2 counts of being a persistent felony offender. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Costello, do you acknowledge the identity of your client, the receipt of the indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter a plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll sign a reciprocal discovery order, Mr. Cost, so that your attorney will be provided with all the information that the Commonwealth has to prepare for your defense. What do you have to say about this, Mr. Stockton?
Well, we'll need a pretrial next month, see if we can resolve it, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll set a pretrial on June the 24th in Cumberland Circuit Court, okay?
Mr. Cost, I'll be contacting you at Taylor County next week so we can discuss it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anyone else at Taylor County? Is that the only case we have in Taylor County?
No, that's all we have, Your Honor.
Thank you for cooperation. You have a nice day there,
Yes,
okay?
thank you. You too.
Okay, now we're going to Barron County Detention now. Barron County. Barron County Detention, are you on the line? There you- Okay, thank you. Who do we have in Barron County?
I have Joseph Slayton and Linda Muse.
Okay, either one of them you want to bring. Joseph. Joseph, what's your last name?
Slayton.
Okay. Here you are.
There's 2 cases, Judge.
Yeah, Commonwealth Kentucky versus Joseph Slayton, 20 CR 0005 and 20 CR 0075. We're here on the pretrial conference. Is that right, Miss? You're represented by Miss Costello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. We need a trial date when the court sets trial dates.
Okay. Has there been a plea offers in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. It's 5 years, probated for 5 years, no credit for time served, pay restitution, supervised.
Ms. Costello, he was offered to probate his sentence. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what's the situation?
Mr. Slayton didn't like the term of years on probation, Your Honor, so we were just unable to get there.
So it was five years probated for 5 years. Is that what you said?
Yes, Your Honor. Without any credit for time served, because he's had other cases pending while this has been going on. And that's the reason for the 5 years.
Okay.
That and the victim's going to have to wait on a restitution.
Yeah. Let's go out into August. We had a case in Clinton County set on August 17th, 18th. Is that case still on?
It is, Your Honor. However, I'm going to have to get an alternate trial date because the doctor at UK, he's available for the June 15th trial, but he's not available for the August trial. So I'm going to be filing a motion, get another date.
Okay, so we can use that date.
Your Honor, I apologize. I have 4 jury trials scheduled in Adair County on August 18th. And I don't know if I don't think this trial would take long, but I'm worried about how long it may take to seat a jury with social distancing.
Well, how about August the 10th?
That's fine, Your Honor.
That's fine with the Commonwealth, Your Honor.
JC, will you be making an election?
I thought we have 2 cases on him. I will. I
think the second case was just a felon offender that was not originally indicted for the theft case.
If they've not been consolidated, I'd make a motion to consolidate and enter an order. I thought they had, but if they've not.
It'll be a pretrial in July, on July 29th.
Do an order to consolidate on that.
July 29th?
The pretrial will be on July 29th. Trial will be on August the 10th.
All right, thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. Okay, could you identify yourself, please?
Linda Muse.
Yes, sir. Samuel versus Linda Muse, 14 CR 0049. Miss Muse, were you born in 1989?
Yes, sir.
Last 4 digits, your social security number or what?
0969.
Okay, this is a motion to revoke shock probation. Is that correct, Mr. Dalton?
It is, Your Honor. There's good news and bad news for Miss Muse in this case. She had owed, this started out as a fraudulent welfare benefit case where she owed several $1,000s. Since she's been incarcerated, someone's paid $3,900 on her behalf, which pays the restitution in full. The bad news is Miss Muse, since around January of 2020, has had 4 positive meth tests and also absconded from probation. I talked to the probation officer, Mr. Harrod. He thinks she needs to do long-term treatment. I talked to Miss Costello, and Miss Muse would be willing to do long-term treatment up to 180 days. So I would like to find her a bed date and let her get long-term treatment before she's released, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Muse does agree to that.
How much longer is her probationary period?
Well, the probation was to continue until the restitution was paid in full. So I guess the court would need to extend it for some period of time so she can complete the long-term treatment.
Well, I will continue it for 6 months, or her probationary period. And if she successfully completes this treatment, she can go on her way rejoicing. Okay. That sound like a good deal to you, Miss Muse? You can
Yes.
do treatment for 6 months, successfully completed.
Yes.
And be a free bird then, okay?
Okay.
And I guess if Mr. Harrod's on the line, can you have her assessed and get her into treatment as soon as you can?
Yes, sir. That's what I was getting ready to ask, to see if you still want me to do the assessment to get her going.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
She'll be held until she gets into treatment and she successfully completes the treatment. She'll be in good shape.
Judge, I have one more question. Will she have a ride to treatment? I guess that's more of a question for Ms. Costello if she's talked to her.
We didn't discuss transportation, but I can get with you, Tyler, about that.
Okay, just let me know, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, who else do we have there in Barron County?
That's all I've got, Judge.
Okay, thank you for cooperation. Have a great day over there.
You too, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, that's all I have for today. Might be excused.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good day.
Judge, we had Sanford Rice on at a state facility.
Okay. Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Sanford Rice Jr., 18 CR 0042. Are you Sanford Rice Jr.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. It's a motion for shock probation.
Yes, Your Honor, this was done on my motion. Mr. Rice has been held for a very significant period of time now. We filed this right before his the time for shock probation would end. We understand the seriousness of the violations and why this court did violate him. However, that case, it was based primarily on a felony case that he was charged with out of Hardin County. Because of the delays with COVID and grand juries not being able to meet, that case is just now getting off the ground, and Mr. Rice has set a trial date in October for that case. But we wanted to go ahead and file this motion before the court so the court could consider releasing Mr. Rice back out to probation. Mr. Rice does have employment.
What's his bond in Hardin County?
It's a $5,000 bond, Your Honor.
Cash or?
Yes, it's $5,000 cash or property.
Okay. What do you say, Mr. Stockton?
Where's Mr. Rice going to be living if he gets out?
I'll be at 109 East Memorial Road in Elizabethtown.
He was gainfully employed before being revoked, Your Honor, and he believes that he could have those jobs back.
Yeah, I've still got those jobs.
What kind of job is it?
I'm a line cook at Denny's full-time, and I also do landscaping for the Brown Pusey House in Elizabethtown, which is a historical site. And I also do landscaping for a private homeowner.
Your Honor, I based on those facts, I was kind of reluctant because of the nature of the charges with Mr. Rice. This is the case where he had the Tennessee Department of Corrections badge. But I would ask that if the court does grant shock probation, that he not leave Hardin County without permission of this court, because I don't think he needs to be out running around until that case is resolved in Hardin County.
Yeah.
This is, you know,
well, I'm going to grant shock probation, but it's going to be specific, you know, and until those charges are resolved there in Hardin County. I'm not going to put you on an ankle bracelet or anything, probated or anything like that, but I do want you to stay at home. You can go to work, church, or the doctor, okay?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you involved in anything else. And then I'll consider easing that term of probation when the thing is resolved in Hardin County. And Ms. Costello, are you representing him up there? Or is there a different lawyer up there?
It's a different office. It's DPA, but it's a different office.
Yeah, well, when you talk to them, we'll probably need to just do some parallel probationary conditions with whatever they're going to do. You agree with that, Mr. Stockton?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, well, Mr. Rice, don't dig your hole any deeper, okay? you get out there and get to work and try to turn things around. Okay?
Thank you.
Your Honor, upon his release, can he be sent to me so I can transfer him for supervision, continuity supervision to Hardin County?
Does he need to contact you?
Yes, sir.
Does he need to come to see you or contact you?
He can contact me and I can do it over the phone, Your Honor.
Okay. You know how to contact Mr. Garner over the phone, Mr. Rice?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you contact him within 24 hours from now, okay? And give him the information so he can transfer it. Okay, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Mr. Costello, can you tender an order?
I will.
Thank you.
Okay, now what else do we have? I guess we can go back on the regular docket now. Thomas McVay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Commonwealth versus Thomas McVay. 21 CR 0061. Are you Thomas McVay?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, you're here today for the purpose of arraignment. Were you born in 1983?
3/9/83.
Okay. Your attorney, Ms. Costello, is on the line there. I think you see her. You have a
Yes,
right
sir.
to remain silent. The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging you with burglary in the 3rd degree, theft, unlawful taking, over 500 but less than 10,000, theft, unlawful taking or disposition from a building 500 or more under 10,000. 3 cases of being a persistent felony offender. Do you understand those charges, Mr. McVay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Costello, do you acknowledge the identity of Mr. McVay, receive indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll sign a reciprocal discovery order so that you'll have the information, Ms. Costello, to look at Mr. McVay's case. You're not familiar with it. You had no negotiation for the Commonwealth.
We have not, Your Honor.
If you set a date for negotiations, Mr. Stockton.
No, Miss Costello usually calls me, but I would like to, once we get started back, to have a specific day in Cumberland County, usually the 3rd Friday in the month is when we meet.
Okay, well, I'll let you and Ms. Costello determine what you're gonna do. What's Mr. McVay's situation for his bond concern?
Well, Judge, he's never been served with this, so nothing in our system on it yet.
Where are you at, Mr. McVay?
I'm currently at the Healing Place in Campbellsville, Kentucky. I'm in phase 1. I've been here since March the 12th. It was actually an original deal between you, Taylor County, and Somerset, Your Honor.
He was sent to treatment through probation and parole.
Yeah, this is an older case we're just trying to wrap up, Your Honor.
Okay, well, we'll need to make arrangements to get him served in this case.
Your Honor, would I be able to, the problem is the staff here are not allowed to transport me past.
Well, I'm going to take care of that. There's a sheriff's department up there.
Okay.
That can serve you. And what I can do is I can serve and just have an ROR bond on the thing. Is that all right with you, Mr. Stockton?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll have him served. Ms. Costello, do you know anybody at the Dyer County Sheriff's Department?
I do, Your Honor, but he's in, the Healing Place is in Taylor County, so.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we'll have a Taylor County Sheriff's Department. You know anybody at the Taylor County Sheriff's Department?
That one I don't. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
I'm sure somebody in your office does.
I'm sure. I bet Miss Hunter does. She covers that court.
Okay. Well, we'll send. I guess the sheriff of Cumberland County needs to send a warrant up there to Taylor County and get him served and do an ROR on him. Okay.
Your Honor, does that mean while this case is going on, because this has kind of put a hold on my program, not being able to go to outside meetings, will I be allowed to go to outside meetings?
I'm going. You'll be released on your own recognizance, which means.
Thank you very much.
What I'm doing. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, if you leave that place right there, I want you to report to the Dyer County Jail.
No, sir, I'm not going nowhere.
But if you change your mind between now and then, it won't be good. You need to immediately call the Dyer County Jail and tell them that you're coming. Okay, thank you very much. We'll set this case for for June the 24th.
Thank you.
Okay. Commonwealth versus Amy Stinson. Ms. Stinson, are you on the line?
It's Amy Heal.
Amy Stinson.
I'm here.
Okay, we turn your camera on. Hello, Ms. Stinson. Commonwealth versus Amy Stinson, 19 CR 0081. Ms. Stinson, were you born in 1981?
Yes, sir.
Last four digits, social security number 5671.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Stockton, this is a motion to revoke pretrial diversion.
Give me just a minute, Your Honor. My understanding, Your Honor, was that she's been accepted into drug court and she's currently doing well as far as I know. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting. I was on vacation.
Yes, Your Honor. On Monday, she was accepted into drug court. But Mr. Murphy didn't have a day for orientation yet as of Monday. So she would just need to report to call Mr. Murphy, I would think, and get that orientation date.
Well, he's here today. Saw him downstairs earlier. You set up an orientation date.
Judge, he just needs to order to get the orientation done.
Do what?
He just needs to order so he can get the orientation done.
Okay, submit an order to this, Ms. Costello. Okay. And I'm gonna continue this case to June the 24th. If you're properly enrolled in the drug court, but then you'll be in the drug court and we'll just continue. And y'all can continue by agreed order, Ms. Costello, if that's the case. Okay. Good
Thank
luck
you.
to you. I hope you do well in drug court.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Dustin Sutherland,
Yes, sir.
Commonwealth versus Dustin Sutherland.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you turn your camera on?
You know how to turn the camera on, Gunner? I don't know. I guess not. Hold on just a second here, sir.
Is it Dyer County Jail?
Yeah. That's a view. Hold on, Your Honor. He's working on it. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay.
Commonwealth versus Dustin Sutherland, 21 CR 0035. Mr. Sutherland, were you born in 1982?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're here today on an arraignment. Are the last four digits of your social security 6346?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now your attorney, Ms. Costello, is on the line. You see her wave, Ms. Costello?
Yeah.
Okay, you have the right to remain silent. I'm just going to read the charges. The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging you with trafficking controlled substance, first degree, first offense, possession of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, possession of open alcoholic beverage container in a vehicle, disorderly conduct, second degree, menacing. You understand those charges?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Costello, you acknowledge your receipt of indictment, the identity of your client, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter plea not guilty, or serving all pretrial motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, what's the deal here, Mr. Stock?
Your Honor.
Wait just
Oh, it's Sutherland. I'm sorry. I thought you said Stockton.
That's all. We just need a trial, Your Honor.
Has there been any attempt to negotiate this?
No, we're just now, it's arraignment. We've not furnished discovery yet.
Okay, well, let's do a pretrial then on June the 24th. I'll do the reciprocal discovery order with the discovery. What's this gentleman's bond situation?
20,000 surety, but I'm showing here as a state inmate.
State inmate? Okay. Okay, well, we'll next see you on the 24th of June, sir. Okay?
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Sutherland, are you at the Class D facility in Adair County?
Yeah, I'm working the program. down
Okay.
there.
I just wanted to know where to send everything.
Okay.
Commonwealth versus Rachel Thayer. Commonwealth versus Rachel Thayer.
Morning, Your Honor.
Okay, Adair County Regional Jail facility needs to turn the camera off. Class D facility, you need to turn the camera off. Thank you. Are you Rachel Thayer?
Yes, sir.
Were you born in 1978?
Yes, sir.
Last four digits of social security number 2454?
Yes.
You're here for the purpose of arraignment. So you're represented by counsel here. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The grand jury of Cumberland County's returned an indictment charging you with burglary in the second degree and theft by unlawful taking or disposition of auto, $500 or more, but under 10,000. You understand those charges?
Yes.
Counselor, do you acknowledge the receipt of the indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter a plea of not guilty, and acknowledge the identity of your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has this lady been served yet, clerk?
No, Judge.
Okay, what's she doing in your office there?
Your Honor, this case is also, prior to today, she has actually been in the Sky Hope Center over in Somerset since October. She has
Well,
come
she needs to come over to Cumberland County immediately and turn herself in. She can enter an appearance this way, but she needs to be processed. And a bond needs to be set. Okay.
on that matter, Your Honor, if I may, regarding this issue, Ms. Thayer has informed us that she's not been able to contact us. She's not had phone privileges at the Sky Hope. I would like to let her tell her why she came to our office in order to
it's okay why she came to your office. That's fine. I'm just telling her to come to the Cumberland County Sheriff's Department, turn herself in. There's not going to be anything done punitively to her.
Okay.
She's going to be treated like everybody else. She's been in a rehab. That's fine. She just needs to come over here and turn herself in now. You understand that, Miss Thayer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is she going back to Sky Hope? I never did make that clear.
She's actually has a bed. I think that is the reason why she's here. There were some grievances there at the Sky Hope. She's actually got a bed waiting for her at Karen's place outside of Springfield. The paperwork is forthcoming to our office, and she's set and ready to go. So it would actually be going to a different facility. But I spoke with.
I'm gonna have her evaluated. I'm gonna know the details of this.
Okay.
So she come over here and turn herself in. What is her bond pretrial?
Well, according to CourtNet, it's a 15,000 surety. Of course, there's nothing in our system about it yet, So.
Okay, well, you'll be processed over here, and then pretrial will interview you, and I'll take a look at that bond. And as part of that, there could very well be a release into a treatment situation. We'll just have to look at it. Okay. So I expect you to be over here in an hour.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
All
very
right.
much.
All right,
We'll
thank
set
you.
this for June the 24th. Okay. Patricia Rule.
It's Hardin, Patricia Hardin. I need her file.
Adair County Jail. Adair County Jail, are you on the line?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, can't see you though.
It won't let me
Start my video. I think you stopped me. There we go. I'm getting Miss Rule right as we speak.
Okay, thank you.
Scott's the grand jury. Check and see where he's at.
Is that the same person as Patricia Sue Hardin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Commonwealth, Kentucky versus Patricia Sue Rule, 21 CR 0033, and Patricia Sue Hardin, 0029. Ma'am, which one of these two names do you go by now?
Hardin, Patricia Sue Hardin.
You want to amend 21 CR 0033 for Hardin, Mr. Stockton? You want to leave
I
it?
thought it was already under Hardin, Your Honor. I don't know. Well, maybe it's not. Oh, we've got two cases. We will amend 21 CR 33, Your Honor.
Okay, this is an arraignment. Your attorney's on there. Your counsel is there. So, Mr. Wilson, the grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging you with trafficking and controlled substance, first degree, first offense, drug paraphernalia, possession, and being a persistent felon offender. Mr. Cross is there. Mr. Cross, do you acknowledge this lady's identity, receive the indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, and your plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Stockton, have you negotiated this case? Are you going to combine these two cases in some way, or what's the deal?
Well, that's up to Mr. Cross if she wants to enter a plea on the one and do a global settlement, but we have the motion to revoke in the other case. So
Yes, that is in 15 CR 0029, the motion to revoke.
Yeah.
You want some time to work on this with Mr. Cross?
if that's all right with Mr. Cross, we can place it. If he wants a hearing today, we can do a hearing.
Well, we're prepared to stipulate in regard to the revocation. I don't like to stipulate as to everything, as you know, but I feel like we can stipulate as to, because that case, the other case has some issues, but however you want to handle it, Mr. Stockton.
She's a state prisoner now?
Yes.
She would be if she stipulates.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and revoke, and then we'll set this new arraignment will be set for June the 24th. If she's incarcerated, it will be by Zoom. Okay.
That's fine. And we'll be working with Mr. Stockton and Ms. Hardin in regard to a global settlement. And as we're hopefully, Your Honor, she's reached out to me and been very sincere about her desire to get into a rehab facility. And that's been a subject of discussion with Mr. Stockton already, and we'll be having some further discussions in that regard.
Okay, thank you so much. Commonwealth versus Michael Harris. Commonwealth versus Michael Harris.
Good chance of, is anybody downstairs getting Mr. Michael Harris, please?
Judge, I believe Mr. Cross has one more on Nathan Costello.
Okay, we'll get that just a minute.
Michael Harris and Nathan Costello. Sorry about your wait, Your Honor, but I do have Mr. Nathan Riddle in wait.
Who do you have there?
Mr. Nathan Riddle. I'm sorry, Jonathan Dyer.
Okay, we'll go to Jonathan Dyer then. Cromwell versus Jonathan Dyer. 21 CR 004. Are you Jonathan Dyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this is an arraignment. Who represented you in district court? Ms. Costello, are you on there?
I did not represent him in district court, Your Honor.
This was a direct submit.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna appoint you for the purpose of arraignment, and then you can determine after you talk to him whether he's eligible for services or not, okay? Mr. Dyer, you have a right to remain silent. This is no arraignment. I'm going to read the charges against you. You're charged with manslaughter, one count of manslaughter, second degree, operating a motor vehicle under the influence, and being a persistent felony offender, 2 charges. Do you have an attorney or that you're going to have, or?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, Ms. Costello is being appointed to represent you. So you have, these are the charges. Ms. Costello, you've heard Mr. Dyer acknowledge his identity. It appears that a copy of the indictment was sent to you.
Yes.
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you acknowledge receipt of indictment, enter a plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, wait formal reading. This case will next be heard on June the 24th. I'm going to sign a reciprocal discovery order, Mr. Dyer, which requires the Commonwealth to give all of the information that they have to your attorney so you can prepare for defense. And then we'll discuss any other issues before then. So that will be on June the 24th, okay? Thank you very much.
Mr. Dyer, I'll be contacting you at the jail to go over everything, okay?
Okay, when will that be?
Sometime next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Who else do you have there ready in Adair County?
Mr. Harris ready?
Okay. Commonwealth versus Michael A. Harris, 21 CR 0021. Are you Michael A. Harris?
Yes, I am.
Were you born in 1957?
Yes, sir.
And the last 4 digits of Social Security number 5785?
That's correct.
You're here for the purpose of arraignment. You have the right to remain silent. Do you have an attorney?
I represented Mr. Harrison in district court, Your Honor.
Okay, I will continue that appointment. The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging trafficking controlled substance first offense. Trafficking controlled substance, that would be methamphetamine, trafficking controlled substance first offense, heroin, tampering with physical evidence, and drug paraphernalia in your possession. You understand those charges?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, you acknowledge the identity of this individual, proceed indictment, wait formal reading arraignment, enter plea of not guilty, reserving all pre-trial motions on behalf of Mr. Harris.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm going to sign a reciprocal discovery order, Mr. Harris, and send your attorney all the information that they have so you can prepare for your defense. What's Mr. Harris's bond situation pre-trial?
Well, I'm showing it's a 20,000 surety.
Okay.
Your Honor, he doesn't have anyone with assets of 20,000 to sign for the surety. Would the court consider a $5,000 surety in this case?
Where do you live, Mr. Harris?
Jamestown, Tennessee, Your Honor.
See, that's a problem as far as the out-of-state situation. He'll need somebody in Kentucky to sign his bond, and then they need to sign a waiver of extradition too. So
I was out on bond, Your Honor, 2 weeks ago, and I was trying to find residents here in Adair, and I wound up at the Best Western Hotel, and I couldn't find residence that I could afford, so I just came on back here because I'm here for the duration until this whole situation is.
Yeah, this was the case where he turned, a guy requested to be turned in. Is that right? Is that right, Miss Megan?
I believe, go ahead, Judge.
Yes, that's correct. He couldn't afford the ankle monitor.
Yeah. What do you say, Mr. Stockton? You know, take a chance on this guy? I can't hear you. Got to put your microphone on.
Not really, based on the charges. According to the officer, he had almost 27 grams of meth and 3.5 grams of heroin on him when he was.
See, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can negotiate Miss Costello and with Mr. Stockton, see if he can enter a plea or something to get the case moving. If he doesn't want to do that, we'll try to set him a quicker trial date since it doesn't appear he can make the line. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Lance Humphrey.
I'm sending Mr. Harris down. Can I get this?
Lance Humphrey.
He's on the way here in just a moment, Your Honor.
Get away. Just sitting, it's making me sleep. At least we.
Well-oiled machine here, Mr. Stockton.
What's that, Your Honor?
It's a well-oiled machine up there.
It is this morning.
I apologize for the wait. I do have Mr. Costello waiting. I heard his name. He's in.
Who do you have?
Mr. Nathan Costello.
Okay, let's call that.
Well, I don't see Mr. Cross's office. There he is.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Thought we'd lost
Howell versus Nathan Neil Costello, 21 CR 009. Are you Nathan Costello?
Yes, sir.
You're here today for the purpose of arraignment. Is your year of birth 1981?
Yes, sir.
Last four digits 3232 of your social security number?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You had DPA in district court, but Mr. Cross, you entered an appearance here?
We were hired yesterday afternoon, Your Honor. I believe we've been paid, so yes, I will today.
Okay. You have a right to remain silent, Mr. Costello. I'm going to read the charges. The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment charging you with fleeing or evading police, first degree, convicted felon in the possession of a handgun, wanton endangerment, first degree, driving while license suspended, criminal littering, operating under the influence, reckless driving, possession of open alcoholic beverage containers, speeding over 16 miles, disregarding a stop sign, failure or improper signal, failure to wear seat belts, PFO, 4 counts PFO. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Cross, you acknowledge the identity of your client, waive formal reading of arraignment, enter plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions.
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
You need another copy of the indictment sent to you, or do you have one?
No, we got it yesterday. Thank you very much.
Okay. I will set a pretrial in this case for the 24th, and Mr. Cross will be getting with the Commonwealth, Mr. Costello, and enter into some negotiations. If they can't reach a negotiation, we'll try to set your trial date, okay?
Couple of matters, Your Honor. I think we're also going to be representing a co-defendant, Ebony Kizarowski. She was passed until the 24th. But, you know, the waiver's got to be signed in open court if it's a multiple representation.
This is open court.
Good. That was my clarification there. And
So you just get him a waiver over there, and the next time he's here, he can sign it in open court.
We'll attempt to do. Your Honor, we had a little bit of confusion about bond. In looking at it, it looks like the bond now, Mr. Stockton, is $10,000 with an ankle cash, 2 times property with an ankle monitor. Is that correct?
Pre-trial?
Mr. Stockton?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, I filed a motion to reduce it, Your Honor. I know he could make a $5,000 bond.
Not going to happen.
Okay, so
Not
you're
for these charges until I know more about it, until the Commonwealth knows more about it. It's not going to happen.
all right, Your Honor.
The reason the
Costello
bond-
will be in touch. Tell Ebony to call me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Costello. We'll see.
Your Honor, I think that's all we have today.
Okay, well, have a nice day.
Well, likewise.
We still have Dalton Isaac. Who do we have? What's your name, sir?
Lance Humphrey.
Okay, well, let me find you here, Mr. Humphrey. Commonwealth versus Lance Humphrey, 21 CR 0018. Mr. Humphrey, were you born in 1996?
Yes, sir.
Last 4 digits of social security number 5319.
Yes, sir.
The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned some indictments against you. You have Ms. Costello there as your attorney. Wave, Ms. Costello. The grand jury has returned an indictment charging you with burglary in the 2nd degree, assault 3rd degree on the police or probation officer, assault 3rd degree on a police probation officer, theft of services, receiving stolen property, terroristic, threatening, criminal trespass, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, 2nd degree, and criminal mischief, 3rd degree. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will sign a reciprocal discovery order. You acknowledge the identity of your client, Ms. Costello, receive the indictment, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter plea of not guilty, reserving all pretrial motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Reciprocal discovery order will come over Mr. Humphrey so she can help you prepare for your defense. Your case will next be on for June the 24th, okay?
Your Honor, we would ask the court to consider a surety bond in Mr. Humphrey's
You
case.
have to have a bond hearing to do that.
Understand, Your Honor.
There are assault on police officer charges and other things. I'm not going to do any bond reduction. And without a hearing, Mr. Humphrey, you have a right by law to have one bond reduction motion. I won't hold the one that Ms. Costello just made. I'll allow you to have a hearing on it if you would like, okay? And you can schedule that with me and Mr. Stockton, and we can have it before his next meeting if you can't reach an agreement on it if you want to, okay? Thank you very much.
When will that bond hearing be, sir?
Your
Lance, we'll discuss
your attorney
everything.
will be discussing it with the Commonwealth and get a hold of you on that. So she'll have to interview you and the stuff before you're ready for it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Do we have Isaac Dalton there?
Yes, we do.
Commonwealth versus Isaac R. Dalton, 21 CR 0034. Are you Isaac Dalton?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're here today for the purpose of arraignment. You had the Department of Public Advocacy and District Court, Ms. Costello is there, and I'm going to continue that representation. This is for arraignment. You have the right to remain silent. I suggest you use that. The grand jury of Cumberland County has returned an indictment with enhanced traffic and controlled substance first degree and drug paraphernalia. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Costello, do you acknowledge the identity of your client, waive formal reading and arraignment, enter plea of not guilty, and reserve all pretrial motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what's Mr. Dalton's bond here?
$25,000 cash.
Okay.
Your Honor, we have not had previous discussions on his bond, but I would ask the court to consider a surety bond in his case.
I'm not going to consider anything until I know more about it. Why is the bond so high?
I don't know, Your Honor.
I don't know.
How's he grayed out?
He's low on both.
Judge, the enhancement trafficking charge is a Class B felony.
That's the reason. Yeah. Well, Ms. Costello, you'll need to get with the Commonwealth attorney to discuss this issue. And we can schedule a bond hearing if y'all can't reach an agreement, okay? This case will next be heard on June the 24th. Okay, thank you, sir. Ryan Ferris. Does this appear to be the last case on the docket?
Well, sir, we need him, sir.
Who is Joseph Parham on the docket?
Ryan Ferris.
He's taken off.
I'll have him up here in just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
He's been taken off too.
This is the last case I have, Judge.
Okay. Carson, how are you today?
Doing good, Judge. How are you?
Fine. So you've expanded your cap collection there somewhat.
It's growing by the week.
Carson, if I wouldn't sustained you, I should have brought you back a Yellowstone National Park. I got one for myself when I was out there.
That would have looked good hanging on the wall, Judge.
Next time I go, I'll get you one.
All right, I appreciate that.
I may go back next year with my dad.
The way you sounded, we all need to move out there with the pollen count and stuff. So,
Oh, it's nice.
Judge, I hated to hear that we lost a great man from Whitley County a few weeks ago or a few months ago.
Bill, you talking about Bill?
Yep.
Yeah, he was a dear friend of mine.
Yep. He done a lot of stuff for Williamsburg.
Yeah. Well, for the whole state as far as that's concerned.
Yes.
He was commissioner.
Mr. Ferris, sir.
Okay, Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Ryan Ferris, 20 CR 0034. Is that how you say your last name, Mr. Ferris? Pardon?
It's Farias.
Ferris, excuse me. You're here today for a motion to revoke pretrial diversion. What do you have, Mr. Stockton?
Your Honor, Mr. Ferris is on for, he has a 3-year pretrial diversion on possession of a controlled substance, pretrial diverted for 5 years. He's been going to community-based interventions. I believe he's had 2 positive drug tests, according to Mr. Payne, or one admission and another one he's contesting. I spoke with Ms. Costello. I'd be willing to place Mr. Farias in drug court if he's willing to go, rather than proceed with the revocation if he wants to be assessed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Farias and I discussed that this morning. He would like the opportunity to participate in complete drug court.
Well, Mr. Ferris, that would give you an opportunity to avoid a felony conviction and avoid jail, and maybe even get this thing expunged. If
Yes,
you
sir.
created that, do you think you want to try that?
Yes, sir. I would like to try that. I was wondering, I do have a job at this point, and they're holding my job for me until tomorrow. I was wondering if there would be any possibility of maybe letting me out on an ankle monitor.
Where is your job?
It's at Dollar General Market in Albany, Kentucky.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't hire you any day that you walked in over there. They're really wanting people, you know. When can you send me the order over here on the assessment?
I can get the order to you.
Okay, I'll sign the order. I'm going to, I'm will. Where will you be living if I let you out?
I will be living in Albany, Kentucky.
Well, I know in Albany, that's pretty good size. An address. Where you going to be?
My address is 109 Allen Street.
And who else is going to be living at that address?
My brother and my fiance, Aiden Fields.
Okay. How you feel about that, Mr. Stockton?
I'm willing to take a chance on him, Your Honor, if he's got a job.
I'll put an ankle bracelet on you. You be at work tomorrow. Don't go anywhere, but except your house, to work, church, or the doctor until we get this drug court thing set up. Okay.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
I'd ask Mr. Costello to send me confirmation that he's working. Have the employer sending me confirmation.
I'll make sure she gets that. I greatly appreciate this opportunity, you guys.
Okay. Well, don't blow it, man.
I won't.
Okay. Is there any other matter to come before the court?
I just need a phone number so I can put it on the drug court order.
606-306-3134.
Ryan, I also need you to contact me as soon as you get released, because I assume you'll remain on probation until you start drug court.
Yes, sir. Of course. As soon as I get out of here, I will give you a call.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dyer County Correctional Institution. That will be the end of court today. We are now adjourned or recessed until the civil docket. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Megan, are you still on here?
I am.
I had a question on the order for Sanford Rice. If he could go, judge said not to leave for work, church, or the doctor, but he has that pending case in Hardin County. I don't know if he could be allowed to meet with his attorneys in Hardin County.
Yes, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Okay, I was going to add that in. Okay, thank you.